Good day to you, vinyl community. Welcome to the third episode of the Vinyl Countdown. I'm Peaches. How's it going today? Say, thank you again for all of the views. I love seeing it when people are watching my videos. It's awesome. I am super appreciative. What are we going to do here on episode 3 today? Well, I'll tell you right now. We are going to go over what I got sitting beside me. We're going to go over a little bit of show and tell from the 80s again. It's kind of like a segment I want to do for every video. Show and tell from the 80s. Show you a couple things from way back when that you might remember that put a little smile on your face. That's always what I'm trying to do, is put a smile on your face. And then we'll continue with the metal collection. We're going to go on the last episode, episode 2, I showed you the first part of the Ace. You know, it was like that Abitura and AC/DC and a couple other things might have been in there. So we're going to continue with the A's, go into the B's, and that's about all the time I think we're going to have for that. All right, sitting beside me as my backdrop today. This is, I don't know if you recognize them, but this is the band Slaughter. You can see it on the bottom here, barely maybe. Yeah, the band Slaughter. And that is Mark Slaughter in the middle. That guy, you know, I told you my favorite band is Skid Row, but this guy can sing. Oh my God, back in the day. Do you remember that song, Fly to the Angels? Oh, or Up All Night, Sleep All Day? Yeah, that guy. He was in the Vinnie Vincent Invasion, if you didn't know that. Yeah, he was in that little project too. But one of my top bands as well. I love that late 80s, almost in that 1990 range, you know. I love that music. I love it. Mark Slaughter and that whole band is just amazing. Love them. Okay, let's do a little show and tell from the 80s. Do you remember in my introductory video where I told you about this? Come on, little guy. It's a boombox. Yes, this is the one I was talking about that we had on the playground. Now, if you take a look at this one, this is just an example. This one is going to be just a little small. It doesn't look small in the video probably, but if you got caught on the playground with this one, you probably would have got your butt kicked. This thing was tiny compared to the one that my buddy had. I mean, you could multiply this by about 4. Okay? And this is, you know, here's the tape player. This thing, I mean, some of them, they looked like the cockpit of a 747. You had knobs and switches everywhere. And then you were lucky to find one. See this one right here? The antenna busted off. Happens all the time. You can barely find one with the antenna still on it. But yeah, it had a radio. It had a selector switches for tape, or the radio. And then you could do like mono or stereo, and then it had a tape counter on it. And this is what we used to blast all of our early hair metal with. This was, you know, it was Motley Crue, Shout at the Devil. It was Kiss, Animalizer. It was Twisted Sister. Rat. Yeah. Rat is awesome. But yeah, here's a boombox. I mean, these came out in the, you know, they really got hot like in the mid 80s. And then some people called them a ghetto blaster. And that was what, you know, that was when rap was starting to first come out. You remember Run DMC? Yeah. So this was shared around the whole United States as one of the coolest things. No matter where you lived, no matter who you were, a ghetto blaster or a boombox was the shiz. And that's why, you know, that's part of the reason why vinyl started falling apart, you know, for collecting, because people just started going to this, you know. But I thought it'd be cool to show that. It's just a little example of what we used to consider as our, I mean, this was our iPhone back then, you know. So, hey, awesome. And right along with it, you know, I should have looked this up, and I don't remember, but here you go. The Sony Walkman tape player. Do you remember that? I mean, I don't remember ever having one of these. And like I said, you'd have to look up when they came out. I don't remember. But the nice compact Sony Walkman, you might have been able to get a radio in them. But usually there was maybe just a radio or a tape player. And you had your little set of headphones. And this is another reason why vinyl started going out, you know, at that time. Like I said, you could use your boombox. You could take these, ride the bus to school or whatever. You were going to be able to have one of these. And then, all of a sudden school said, oh, you can't have that. You can't have those. You have to leave them in your locker or whatever. But yeah, the Sony Walkman tape player. Big time 80s deal. Big time 80s deal. All right. Well, that is enough for show and tell this week. Let's get into the last half of the A's of the vinyl collection. And we'll start out. Ooh, this is nice. Okay, I got to tell you guys about this. This one, I answered it a couple weeks ago. You know what's weird? My whole collection is recent finds. It's recent finds. I mean, like I said, I've been collecting for about a year. I had a pile of records when I was a kid, and there was a guy that asked me in the comments, what did you do before this, And I said, hey, I had a small pile of records when I was a kid. Yes, we did have a turntable at my house. Yes, it was a lot of oldie stuff. It was Elvis. It was Juice Newton. It was Creedence Clearwater Revival. Willie Nelson, Cher, the Statler Brothers, Sha-Na-Na, stuff like that. And then I kind of floated away from that because I was doing the tapes thing in late grade school. And I told you about, being introduced to all them guys. But this is a recent find. A dude had a Craigslist ad out. And he says, hey, I got these records. Come and get them. And it was like $5 for my house. So I hopped on my bicycle, and it's got bags on it and all that. I hopped on my bicycle, and I flew over there immediately because this guy had just put it on there. And here, one of the records in the pile was this. Anthrax. Oof, oof. Persistence of time. This thing was sitting in the pile. It is basically mint. I pulled the record out. It was basically mint. And there was a few other goodies in there too, like Guns N' Roses Lies. Yeah, was in there as well, in just as good a shape. Original copy. Wow. You're going to pay through the nose for stuff like this in original copies. Sure, you might be thrifty, but your average Joe, yeah, if you want the best, you're going to pay for the best. So yeah, Anthrax, I don't know. Mixed feelings about Anthrax. They were coming in there with Metallica and Megadeth and all them guys. And I don't know. I never really got into them. But, to each their own. But I do have a few of their albums, and I do like listening to them. And I'm trying to rediscover them. Here is another one. An original copy of the Bad Boy Anthrax album. This is from what my wife tells me. My wife is a bigger library of music than I am by far. But she says this is the one that everybody wants. Among the Living. And they said this is an original copy. This thing is minty, minty, minty. And I'm so glad we found these. I'm so glad we found these. You know what I like to do? Little secret. To make myself feel better. If I pay for a record and I pay a lot for it, I love to do cost averaging. It makes me feel better about myself. Like, oh yeah, I found this one for $5. This first Anthrax one I showed you, I paid $5 for it. It's mint. That's way under what it's worth. Okay? But this, the second one I paid Christ, I think I paid almost $24 for this. Just because it's just so minty and so nice. Talking about prices, whatever. Everybody's going to pay a different price for everything. It just depends. It's supply and demand. It's the attitude of the people, whatever. Okay, I'm done with the Anthrax there. Let's go on to another one. Do you guys, it comes with the Scotch tape as well. Anvil. Wow. There's an early early metal band. These guys, I can't even describe them. They are like, the cover's a little beat up. Well, it's split, and somebody put masking tape on it instead of just gluing the scene back together. These guys are so hard to explain. They got a late 70s vibe to them. Late 70s vibe, metal vibe. From what I remember, yeah, their drummer works overtime. Really big time overtime. It's almost on the edge of like a little bit of progressive metal. But yeah, here's another one from Anvil. I don't know. I found them in a garage sale for $2, and I was like, what the heck? I'll give it a try. Wasn't too familiar with them, but like I said, out in the wild, I've only seen these albums twice in the wild. Pretty hard to come by. Never in a record store either. You know, and that brings up another thing. You know, it depends on where you live. It really, the areas and the regions are really different. I don't know what. Maybe you guys can put some stuff in the comments about it. You know, what do you find? You know, what kind of nice stuff do you find where you live? Because I know for a fact that people will get in dogfights over 80s metal where I live. I'm serious. Like, we're going to throw down if two guys grab the same album at the same time. It's 80s metal is nuts around here. You can't find it. You can't find 80s metal in a record store around here used. No way. I mean, you got to get lucky. But, you know, you want to buy a Kansas album? Back up the semi-truck. Yeah. Or Jefferson Starship, or, you know, the REO Speedwagon, that stuff. You want to buy that? Bring a semi-truck to where my region is. All right. Next band for the A's. Oh, I can even get this out of here. I think this album was cut a little bit big for the sleeve. All right. Next band. Autograph. Autograph, I don't know, man. I think they got a little bit dismissed or misunderstood. Everybody's like, Autograph, whatever. You know, but I like them. I like Autograph. I think they did miss their boat, though. I mean, they're your, you know, mid-80s hair band. Mid-80s hair band. Easy to listen to. You know, good stuff. Good cruising music, whatever. Yeah, but I think they missed their boat. I think they missed their boat because, I'll tell you why. They remind me, there's a song on a Footloose soundtrack album. It's, you know, like inspirational singer guy. Do you remember the Budweiser inspirational singer guy? They kind of remind me of him, you know, in a way where they would have been better off making really great 80s inspirational movie soundtrack tracks. They were just that kind of band. They had that inspirational rock type deal going on. And they've had quite a few albums. But the big one from Autograph is this guy right here. This is the thing about Autograph. There are a million bands out there that never made a mark at anything. They're just a dime a dozen. They came and they left, and they came and they left. So for a band to make their mark on society is for me, it seems like a really awesome accomplishment. Yeah, maybe you're not Guns N' Roses or Bon Jovi, but man, if you can make your mark, that's awesome. And these guys did it. You want to know why? There's a song on here called Turn Up the Radio. And I don't know if you know that song, but look it up. To me, in my opinion, Turn Up the Radio by Autograph is the ultimate rock anthem. And that is why I told you guys I think they missed their boat by not doing a lot more like movie soundtrack stuff. Turn Up the Radio, when you put that song on, there is no way you can't just nail it. Get up and run around. You're in your car, you want to put the gas pedal down to the floor, you know? And I don't know, I would vote that song, Turn Up the Radio by Autograph, as the #1 rock anthem of the 1980s. Okay, maybe not. All right. Oh, here we go, Vinyl Victim. Here's another treat for Vinyl Victim. Black and Blue. These guys are awesome. They kind of remind me of Kicks. They had a real full sound, and they were really turning the page for metal when they came out. Really good stuff on this album. Really good stuff. I would suggest this one to anybody. If you like 80s metal, go out and try to grab this if you can. I see it once in a while in the wild. Once in a while. Black and Blue. Great stuff, great stuff. All right, here's another one. Here's another Black and Blue album. Oh, let me get the MoFi sleeve out of the way. There's another album from Black and Blue. Brought it home the other day. It was a recent find. Love it. I like their sound. It's a real good compromise. You know, it's not Megadeth. It's not Metallica. But it's not Poison either. You know, so there you go. They're kind of in the middle of the road. And it's a gold stamp promo. Whatever that gets you these days, maybe 50 cents and a cup of coffee. What are you guys doing in here? I might have accidentally put these guys in here. I don't know if you consider them metal. Well, we're gonna start. We're already into the bees here. The Black Crowes. Twice as Hard. Jealous Again. Little bit hard and then I mess around. Yeah, that one. The Black Crowes. I don't know if you consider them metal or not. Do you? Don't you? Let me know. I don't know. I think they belong in there. I think they're like Tesla's little brother. That's what I would say. Tesla's little brother, the Black Crowes. Great album, though. Great album. I picked this up reissued. Never saw it anywhere else. Out in the wild. But yeah, the Black Crowes. Good stuff. Okay, you know, you guys, you know, I told you about the early stuff like Kiss and Black Sabbath. And I don't have a lot of it, but I do have this one. I thought this one was really worth getting. Black Sabbath's Greatest Hits. This is an original copy. It's in really nice shape too. Really nice shape. And it's got. I think most all the songs on here are the Ozzy Black Sabbath. Like I said, I don't listen to it a lot, but you know, one of our really good friends is a Black Sabbath freak. So whenever he comes over, I'm like, hey, you want to listen to some Black Sabbath? I got a nice little variety pack over there. And it's true, Black Sabbath. Uh-oh. Here's another one. Bon Jovi. One of the biggest metal bands of the 80s to ever exist. Not only were they good themselves, there were a lot of people that they helped along the way. I mean, if you start doing a little bit of investigating and watching documentaries, Bon Jovi and his family, I believe, they were like constantly taking people under their wing and getting them the package that they needed. You know, hey, come and open up for us. Hey, let me show you this. Hey, come with us. come into our studio, do whatever. But they very good people, I think, in this band. John Bon Jovi. I know Vinyl Victim's really gonna love that stuff. My personal favorite though, Bon Jovi, is this one. Slippery When Wet. This one, the beginning with that keyboards are just wow. You bet. You know, you guys probably got a lot of this stuff in your own collections. Bon Jovi, New Jersey. Another great album. There's you know, these guys, you know, before Young Guns came out or whatever, they seem to be a very consistent band. They're another one of those bands like AC/DC where they were just super consistent. And then in the way later years, I think, you know, correct me if I'm wrong, but they started sounding a little bit like country. They were experimenting with some other things. And that's fine. I mean, you can make 50,000 albums and then maybe do something else because you're bored. Whatever. That's good, though. Bon Jovi, though. All right. That's the end of the Bon Jovi. Let's get into some other stuff here, too. At the girls' school, break all the rules. Yeah, Brittany Fox. If you don't have this album, you got to have it. You got to put it in your collection. If you like 80s metal, I'm serious. Look at that hair. This album is worth owning just for the front cover itself. Just to show people what the 80s were like. These guys were good. I liked them a lot. And it is a gold stamp promo. Brittany Fox. What are you guys thinking of the collection so far? Let me know. You know, you guys, I really want to hear what's going on out there. You know, things are just going to get better as we go here. We're just in the B's right now. But Brittany Fox, yeah, what can you say? They're great. Love that album. Now, here's another one. I don't know if you want to put it in the metal category. The Bullet Boys. This one, I have only seen this one once in the wild, and I grabbed it. It was at a little antiques mall shop, whatever. Oh, in Wisconsin here. And the cover wasn't in that great a shape. You know, the record itself is probably VG. It's got a couple of pops in it, but I grabbed it because it's okay. I can find a replacement some other day, you know. But wow, never see that one in the wild. All right, that wraps it up for the B's. Wraps up for the B's. Thank you guys for watching episode 3. Like I said, I really appreciate everybody watching the videos. We're going to move on to C on the next video. This is the Vinyl Countdown. I'm Peaches, and have a great night.